What is up, my snow friends? It's the Snowbard, and still in Porto here by the beach. And the Banlist came out this morning, and yep, you're gonna see my thoughts on it.
Praise to the God of Sun, nation yet
So we're here to look at the ban list. Yeah, I actually don't know how to feel about this one. Like, at the time of the intro, that was actually that morning, but now it's like 3 days after. And this is the most important one that I can think of. Charlotte Pudding got banned. So my thoughts on this immediately is that I understand why she got banned in the first place, but at the same time, it sucks as a Jinbe player because basically we lost our anti-ace or anti-emu like card, and so probably Lucy as well. Actually no, with Lucy it's fine, but the fact that Pudding was the one card that allows us to get rid of Ace's massive hand. I think the chances of us losing Ace now in the new meta is basically gone. We can never beat Ace without Pudding because they're just gonna draw so many cards in their hand, and there's no way for us to get through first his defense, second with the fact that he's a 6k leader. We're just putting so many cards into play. We have to spend not many cards in play, but we have to spend so many resources just to attack him. It's literally impossible for us to get through, and he can just beat us, and they have so much defense in their hand. On the other hand, if I was playing as a non-blue player, this is a win. Considering most decks, when they get hit with Pudding, they just auto lose because of how random it is, for one. And two, you just nuke your hand, so basically you don't have any defense. And I understand why Pudding got banned. I've been hearing a lot of people say that maybe they should print like a new version or a version for every color. And I get it. That's exactly what I think Bandai should do that moving forward. But for the most part, Jinbe basically now loses to Ace immediately because we don't have Pudding. However, there is a silver lining into why. There's a silver lining in this ban list that we don't have Pudding anymore, but we got Jinbe back. This Jinbe right here. So on play up to 1/7 Warlords of the Sea type character card with a cost of 4 or less other than Jinbe from your hand. This one was unbanned because Doflamingo no longer exists in the meta. He will be rotating out as of April 1st. So this is good for Jinbe players because they have a new toy to play with. Considering that Jinbe is my favorite character, it's nice to see this card come up because now we get to actually play. We now have another 4 cost like Warlord. That's 5k, which means that there's more bodies that we can put on the board. Not to mention, this combos superbly well with Trafalgar Law, so that you can play Jinbe into Trafalgar Law, bouncing one of your things to bounce something from your opponent's board. I think that's something that I will be exploring moving forward in OP15 with the I would say the deck list that I will be thinking about. So yeah, this is a massive win for us, I think, as Jinbe players, but a massive. Well, is it really a massive loss or a worse loss? I think as well. It's Rygo. It's Kingdom Come. So so it's a 6 cost, the main event. KO up to one of your opponent's characters, then trash cards from the top of your life until you have 1 life card. As a Vegapunk player, this is a huge win for me specifically. I mean, if I was playing Vegapunk again, this is a huge win because now I get to play Kingdom Come, KOing. This was like one of the premier removal before it got banned for Vegapunk. So I get to play Kingdom Come if I'm at 1 life, KOing one of my opponent's characters, and then I can use Vegapunk's effect to basically heal a life. So this is a massive win for Vegapunk players. It's also a massive win for basically any yellow deck that wants to go to 1 life. So red, yellow, Bonnie, and Nell is a huge win as well. I wouldn't see this in Boa or Nami because you're losing too much life. But primarily this would be for NL, red, yellow, Bonnie, or something like Vegapunk. Maybe black, yellow, Luffy as well could play this, but I'm not sure how that would fit. I'm not an expert on black, yellow, Luffy, so I can't really say. People are saying this is dumb because we just lost Red Rock. We're gonna lose Red Rock, and then Kingdom Come comes back, or Raigo comes back. So only yellow gets to have like premier removal. Well, not every yellow deck gets to play this. I'm sorry, but this card is not for every yellow deck. You would not play this if you're trying to put as much life as possible. You would die. So yeah, I don't know how to feel about this card. I would say that yellow gets more tools to play with, but as I said, not every yellow deck would want to play this at all. I would say maybe Bello Betty if they want to get rid of a blocker, and then, you know, maybe it just removes a new gate or something. Yeah. Can't really say about Kingdom Come, but yeah. And then I believe the next 3 or 4, yes, okay. So Great Eruption, which is a main for 1, draw a card, then give up to one of your opponent's characters -2 cost for the turn. Moby Dick says that if you have 1 or less life cards, your Edward Newgate and all your characters with the type, including Whitebeard Pirate, gain plus 2,000 power. NES Lobby is the stage that got banned, where you may rest the stage. If your leader type includes CP, give up to one of your opponent's characters -2 cost for the turn. This is basically for Lucci. And then Ice Age, give up to one of your opponent's characters -5 costs for during this turn and trigger its KO an opponent's character with a cost of 3 or less. So, Great Eruption, NES Lobby, Ice Age. This is definitely for black decks. Lucci specifically gets to come back, even though there's so much anti-removal. I don't know how a removal deck is gonna go through so much anti-removal. I really don't know. There's too much. There's too much anti-removal that's gonna be released. I mean, the fact that you can't really remove NL cards is also annoying. Moby Dick is interesting because if you were to play this in Ace in extra, so we call them Legacy now. I believe this is unbanned for Legacy. So the extra regulations, which is basically you can play everything. I don't know about Moby Dick. Whitebeard gets to come back, but I don't think Whitebeard has been like a really good leader for a while. I have never seen him. Okay, he can do some stuff, but he can't heal himself. He could go to 8k when he goes to 1 life or 0 life, but I feel like there's just too much, I think. I don't know. Maybe with the pudding bands, Newgate gets to keep his cards and he gets to survive for longer. With Ace, this is deadly, I think, in extra regulation, because then with Ace you get, even though Ace is 6k, everyone else gets +2, including your Whitebeard, your 10 cost Newgate, which now becomes a 14k blocker. So in terms of the black cards, I am not sure at all. I can't really give you an estimation. Like, it's been a while since I played black cards. And the fact that they're unbanning this now for Legacy, I don't know. This one lets you draw. This one gets you -5 cost. You would play this in Sakazuki, I think. I mean, if you play this in Sakazuki, Sakazuki has like Jinbe. It has like Gravity Blade. There's a lot of things you could do with Sakazuki now in Legacy. And maybe because of this unban, Sakazuki and Lucci come back into the meta for Legacy. But yeah, I don't know. I really don't know what's going to happen. The most important thing I'm more focusing on is the fact that pudding is banned, which means as a Jinbe main, this absolutely sucks. But it's not the based on my testing, it wasn't the most influential card in the deck, apart from certain matchups where you want them to lose their hand. But other than that, I don't see it as a huge loss. I think for most people, like, they would see it as a huge loss. It does suck, but I don't see it as the biggest loss, I think, for Jinbe, because now we get an extra body to be aggressive. We don't have to spend that much time like negating someone's hand, because if we get to keep our board, it doesn't matter if they have a lot of cards in hand. They would be forced to discard them, which is kind of cool. And we don't actually have to play around pudding anymore either. So that means that for Jinbe mains, if you're not playing Fish or Tiger, you get to keep as many cards as you have in your hand, and you get to keep as much defense as you have. I would probably be making like videos in the new like simulator without pudding. I think I have like something lined up. So that's what I'm going to do. But yeah, these are my initial thoughts. Well, not my initial thoughts. I gave maybe initial thoughts on the other cards that are going to be unbanned for the extra regulations. But in terms of these two blue cards, Kingdom Come, I don't really care. Like, yellow just gets like another good piece. The fact that Borsalino and Rayquaza didn't get hit. Emu didn't get hit. So Emu without pudding is already going to be very good. So the fear that most people have is that it's just going to be yellow for the next few months until Bandai decides to hit something. And I don't feel like complaining. Here's the thing. Okay, yellow. Sure. Apparently, I've been hearing stories of like, oh, it's going like they're gonna get heal. They're gonna heal for like 10 life, like the whole game, because you get to Rayquaza, you get to Rayquaza, put a Borsalino, you heal, and then you get to block, which means that's another life that you're not taking. So I have not experienced it for myself, but I have seen the horrors of it. And personally, this is just a symptom of the fact that I don't think Bandai tests their card. I feel like I've heard this before. Like Bandai doesn't really test their cards. So this is just a byproduct of what has been allowed to happen. Okay, well, I don't know why I'm speaking out this early, but I'm just saying that they could have done a little bit better on the decision making. They could have done a little bit better on the testing. Although the fact that they don't want to ban a card so early because of their sales is like, okay, then if you don't want to ban cards based on the fact that they were just released, at least test your cards. You know, that's all I have to say. In terms of pudding, I hope that eventually we get another version of her in blue, or at least in every color, that isn't as strong, but at least to have like a pudding effect. at least give that back. But I'm happy that my favorite character got a card unbanned, so I get to actually play him now in 2 weeks. Or yeah, so yeah, that's my 2 cents on the ban list. I did feel strongly early on the fact that pudding is gone, but then with some thorough testing, well, if I'm going to start testing, I feel like, yeah, I've already said this before, pudding not the most important influence, I think, for Jinbe. So yeah, that's it. There's not much more I can say. If you guys enjoyed at least my little like thought process or on the ban list, just leave a like, comment, and if you want to see more of this, you get to subscribe. And yeah, stay frosty, guys.